Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worry. I get it.
Let's go. Welcome, everyone. Episode 4 of On the Mess Express.
Different pages, same book.
So one of my favorite things I like saying to people is we're reading the same book. It's just in different languages.
That's very true.
So it's like we're doing the same thing. It's just I'm doing it my way and you're doing it your way.
Yeah.
So this episode, we want to touch base on different parenting styles, parenting personalities.
Mhm.
And we want to kind of go through how my parenting style may not be the same as your parenting style, and our parenting style collectively might not be the same as other families' parenting styles, right? So,
Yeah, and like how we meet in the middle, how
all right, so
you're different, how I'm different.
So let's start with our individual parenting styles, because I think our individual parenting styles is a lot different than our collective parenting styles.
Mhm.
Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah.
So I will parent a certain way, you'll parent a certain way solo, but together we parent a different way.
Mhm.
Okay. I think for me, my parenting style is kind of well, let's see what happens. Right? In the sense of, okay, my kid's climbing up this structure. Am I going to tell him to get down? Probably. Is he going to listen? Most likely not. And then it's like, all right, let's see how this plays out. Right? In my mind, though, my biggest fear is I do not want like a trip to the hospital. I don't want a broken bone. So that's my cutoff point. That's my threshold of my parenting style is, hey, let's go do what you want. You're going to learn. And it's either going to be the smart way or the hard way.
Mhm.
Right? Your parenting style is more of a
Calm.
calm. You're the yin to my yang.
I would say I'm just go with the flow for sure.
Are you? No. In what sense? Because I've got a rebuttal for that. You're not go with the flow. You're very much a structured, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is when we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it.
Yes.
You're the planner. You plan everything.
Yeah, that's true. I plan everything. Everything is planned to a T. I would like the boys to do a certain thing at a certain time, but that doesn't necessarily happen. So you have to learn to go with the flow.
Okay.
Where I feel I will have an agenda, I will have a plan set out, and I will hope that plan and agenda follows through. Whether it does or not, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't, then you have to pivot and you have to go with the flow. So I try not to get overwhelmed and anxious when it goes off rails, but that's really hard for me because I am such a planner and I am very organized and I like to have things in a certain way. So if I have an agenda or a plan for the day, I like to stick to that plan. And if that plan doesn't go through, I like to be like, okay, we're gonna go with the flow and we're gonna see what happens and we're gonna see where it goes because I know 9 times out of 10, that's what's gonna happen. But I feel at peace in my mind knowing that I went into the day having a plan. And if the plan doesn't work out, that's fine. We're going to go with the flow. But I don't want it to ever get to a point where it's just too chaotic, where I feel like that's not necessarily ever the case. Like, I feel there's always a little bit of structure in what we do, and there's a little bit of balance in what we do, where if I have a plan, at some point the plan gets followed. Whether or not it's not to the T from start to finish, at some point, if we go off rails and if we start going with the flow, I'll implement the plan at some point where it's like, okay, you guys have had a free for all for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get back onto my schedule, get back
20
onto
minutes.
my plan.
Sure.
Now we have to leave in 20 minutes. We're going to wrap it up. And this is what we're doing. You don't want to see mommy get mad, and they don't want mommy to get mad. So it's like, okay. And I think in the back of their minds, they're like, we know, like leading into this, they knew what the expectations were. Like they know at this point, like what expectations are.
I mean, yeah, they don't care though.
And they don't, exactly, they
It's-
don't follow it.
It's empty threats.
So then you say, okay, I let you do this now. This isn't what we were supposed to do, but now we are leaving in 20 minutes. And I feel for the most part, they will be okay with that. At least Levi will be okay with that.
I mean, I tell them all the time, touching on we're leaving in 20 minutes. I was like, why don't you guys just do what you have to do now? And then for the next 30 minutes to an hour, you can just have free time. And then 5 minutes before we're supposed to go, we're not rushing you to brush your teeth and we're not telling you to get dressed. Right? Do they listen? No.
No.
They'd rather just be on their phones or watching YouTube or whatever stupid shit they're doing at the time. And I mean, I don't know if that's a parenting style per se. That's just kind of kids in a nutshell that they, you know, they know, like, as you said, like they know that I'm going to school and I'm leaving at this time and it's only this time right now. Like, what am I doing? Why do I have to get ready now? Like I get ready 5 minutes before we leave. And I'm like, well, that causes a lot of stress for mom and dad. So why don't you just get ready now? Right? Get it going, prick.
Yeah, I feel like you get more stress in those situations than I do, though. Like, you get more like, okay, it's this time. Like, you have to get ready. You have to go. Like, let's go.
Yeah, but
go. Where I'm like, I just know the routine at this point, and I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna be delayed for an extra 20 minutes. So, like,
right. But for me, it's because I hate repeating myself. And I am constantly having to repeat myself over and over.
well, anybody, any parent has to.
100%.
You constantly have to repeat yourself because they're not going to listen to you. It's how you react and how you respond to all of that.
But I like my sister-in-law, like she can do that. Like she reacts great when the kids aren't listening. My brother reacts the way I react. And it's like, hey, like we can't talk to them like that. We have to be nicer and this. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I've told this kid 3 times now what I want him to do. If he can't get it by that time, we've got serious issues. Right? And yeah, I mean,
And that's where our parenting styles would differ because I am not like that either. Where, yes, you have to tell them a million times. And if they don't get it at this point, they don't get it. But like Levi, for instance, is a very sensitive child. So you cannot yell at him and you cannot get mad at him because he will cry on the spot, thinking that he failed you. And he loves mommy and daddy so much, he does not want to fail mommy and daddy. Like, you cannot yell at him.
Yeah, that's so true.
You cannot do that to him.
Yeah, that is so true. He is such a sensitive soul. To a fault too, though. Like he plays it up from time to time. I think he plays it up. And it's kind of like he takes the over dramatic approach to it.
He can do that sometimes, but he is very sensitive where...
You know what I noticed Dallas did the other day? I was yelling at him and he yelled back at me and goes, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, what did I do? You're just mad and just yelling now. And I was like, yeah, I am. He caught me. He knows exactly what's going on now. He knows I'm just yelling to yell, right? There's something that's getting me upset and my blood boils. And you know how I love yelling at kids. And so he's like, I think I yelled at him the other day and I said, you know what? I'm going to take your soccer net back. And he's like, what did I do? You're just yelling now. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. You react quicker rather than stopping and thinking before you react.
Yeah, I know.
That is what you do.
You know what's crazy?
And I like to think I stop and think for a moment before I react.
Think about it this way. Okay. So your kids are, okay, this is for everybody, right? Your kids are acting up and they're just being complete a-holes, right? Which all kids can be. Think about it. How you act in that moment. What if that was the last chance you ever had to speak to your child? And the last chance you ever had was you were yelling at them.
Why would you bring up such a
Because
topic?
that's somebody said that, and it's like the mindset for you should always be, what if this is the last thing I say to my kid? And it's like, okay, so I should not yell at them for this. I should coach them. I should teach them. I should educate them on what's going on. Right? It shouldn't be a yell, 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 because you don't want that to be the last. So for me, it's no secret at this point. I'm in public. I let a lot of things go, and I'm like kind of like at home. I'm like, no, you're not doing this. Like, not on my watch. But every time they go to bed, I always make sure that it's, I love you, and we're cool, and we squash everything that we were either mad or yelling at each other for. Right? I don't like the idea of going to bed angry. You go to bed angry like 5 out of 7 days a week, or you're crying in the bedroom or something. And I can just live with that. But yeah, I don't like when the kids go to bed angry to a fault. Where again, Levi being over dramatic, he'll be crying in the bedroom, and I'm sure a lot of people do this. And like, I'm over sympathizing.
They're getting at the stage now where they're getting older, where they understand conversations and they understand if you and I are talking in a different tone that they don't like, for instance, or like if we're talking in a tone they don't like they'll immediately bring it up. They'll be like, "What? Are you mad at dad? Are you mad at mom?" Or they'll be like, "Well, like, oh, they'll know we're mad at them if we're talking in a certain tone
Yeah,
too, where it's
for
like,
sure.
I don't want that to be a thing.
I've already
Like,
started planting the seeds that we're all going to rebel against you. Mom's the villain.
great, great. But when it comes to like good cop, bad cop, like who would you say is a good cop and who would you say is a bad cop?
100% you're a good cop. 100% you're a good cop. The only time I'm good cop is when you are at your breaking point and you'll snap, and then I kind of step in and I do the role that you normally do. And I'll step in and be like, okay, let's calm down. And if I say it loud enough that you hear it, you're always like, oh yeah, like you don't do this. And it's like, that's not what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm just trying to play your role that you normally do very well, but you've hit your point, right? And I haven't hit that point. But yeah, you're definitely a good cop. I'm definitely the bad cop. To the point where, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've threatened the kids that like, you want me to get dad in here? Right? Like they know, like if dad's coming in,
Yeah.
it's just going to be like
Hammer down.
hammer down. Yeah. So
Run for your lives.
yeah, it's, I mean, I know what I do, and it's not always the best, but
Yeah, I think, and I don't know if it's just females in general have just a more nurture
nurturing.
response to things.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
It could be, but there are definitely times where, I mean, I get tested and I get annoyed and I get frustrated, but I think it takes me like a good couple tries of them in order for me to get to that point where I think for you, they could test you right off the bat and you're done. And you're like, oh, stop. Where for me, like they could poke at me, they could pry at me, and they could do things. And like, I'll be like, stop, or like, boys, stop, stop, stop. And I'll try to be like calm about it. And
Yeah.
after like, the 100th time, it's like, okay, we're going to have ourselves a problem where I feel you just react differently. And it might just be males in general. I don't know. We're just like, stop.
Oh, don't stereotype us. That's so rude.
Well,
Hashtag us too.
I don't know. Like it could be, but we just have different, our patient levels are
Oh,
different,
completely different.
very different.
Very different. It can be 7 a.m. It could be 9 p.m. It could be 1 a.m. and I'm just on edge all the time.
Mhm.
Right. So, I mean, like, would you have like an example of like where we've kind of been like, you're on this side of the argument, I'm on this side of the argument, and we've kind of had to find like a common ground?
Yeah. When they want to go to bed and they don't go to bed.
Well, I mean, I don't like
when they want to go to bed and they don't want to, like Levi, for instance. Levi
is a nighthawk.
has always struggled with going to bed and staying in his own bed. He always wants to go in his brother's bed. He always wants to sleep with somebody. He doesn't like being alone.
Right.
So he sneaks into his brother's bed. So a lot of the time he'll like sneak out into the kitchen or living room where he knows we are and like just kind of lurk in the background,
Yeah.
just being like, hi, like I'm here. I can't sleep.
I'll be in like the back room and he'll like come sauntering in and he'll just be standing there and I'm like, what's up? And he'll like, I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, Mom just told me to go back and see Dad. It's like, what?
Yeah. So like we don't want him to go into Dallas's room and like wake Dallas up or disturb his sleep.
Right.
So for me, I just feel like, okay, like I'll just cuddle you and sleep with you and we'll cuddle on the couch or like you go back to bed or go back to the room with dad, like if you're in the back room. And then if I send him off into the back room with you, he comes out like 5 seconds later and he's like, Dad says I can't sleep in here. I'm like cold blooded.
Well, I mean, like,
Oh my, I'm like, I just want them to go to sleep. You know, we can either play this freaking game where he runs back and forth for the next hour, or you can let him lie with
yeah.
you. He'll fall asleep in 5 minutes and you can bring him back to his bed. If you don't want him to lie with you, that's fine. He'll lie with me on the couch. He'll be out in 5 minutes and he'll go to bed. I will do that, but you won't do that.
Well, because half the time when he comes and lays with me, he's such a cuddly little boy. Like, it's
But he
just,
falls asleep so quickly when he's with somebody.
yeah, he's the best child when he's sleeping.
And you know that, but you send him off because you're like, nope, just go to your
No,
own bed. It's
no,
fine.
wrong. I send him off because when I fall asleep, he's cuddly. Middle of the night, he's fucking arms wailing, feet just kicking everywhere. Like he thinks he's like in a boxing match and he's throwing haymakers and he's just. I don't sleep like between you
But
two.
he just wants to be
I know, but when you two are in,
held and loved.
when you and two are in the bed, like I literally have a sliver of the edge of the bed.
But they're only going to do that for so long. Like within the
Hopefully,
next couple of years, he's not going to come to you and be like, "Can I sleep with you, Dad?"
yeah.
He's not going to do that anymore.
He's gonna be 18. His girlfriend's gonna be over and be like, Dad, can I sleep with you for a minute?
No.
I don't know, that'd be weird.
But no, like it's only going to happen for so much longer. So why not? Why not welcome it?
Because he's got this trait where he'll sleep by himself for so long. And then as soon as you throw a wrench in that plan for one day and he sleeps with somebody, he's like wants to do that every single time.
That's true. I think a lot of parents would deal with that too, where maybe the moms especially just want to cuddle and have that all of those moments with their youngest because you don't know when those last moments are going to be, right? You don't know.
Oh, but when I bring it up about yelling at him, it's why would you say that?
What do you mean?
Like just last moments, you don't.
Yeah, but I just I do think we have very different parenting styles. We come together when we need to come together.
Mhm.
But I think separately we have very different parenting approaches. Like you react very quickly where I don't react quickly. So I think the kids are getting to the age now where they're starting to realize that though. So I think we need to be more aware of that and just be more in tune of how we are reacting to them because they are noticing and they are keeping that in mind moving forward. Like you don't want them to like wake up every morning and be scared to talk to like dad or mom because if I say something to them, I know they're going to react in a negative way or I know they're going to be mad at me. Like they're getting to the point where they're understanding things more.
Well, then they should make their beds.
Yeah, but you don't want them to be scared of you essentially, right?
Sure.
You don't want them to wake up and be like, I don't want them to yell at me. You want to just have a conversation basically with them without
Wow.
and and considering your tone while you're talking to them. I think tone is key. Like when you're talking to them, you don't want to yell at them. If you're getting agitated and you're like, oh my God, like I told you to pick that up. Tone is key, I think. Like, Dallas, I told you 5 times now, please go pick up that toy.
Oh, that's easier said than done.
I do that all the time though.
Yeah, you do. We have different parenting styles. I understand.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I'm saying like there's different parenting styles and there's different areas where, we mesh and areas where we come together.
No, that's the same thing. Meshing and coming together are the same thing. So meshing is when things intertwine, and coming together is also when things intertwine.
I call them different, but that's fine.
But no, you can't. No.
Vanessaism.
Yeah, another Vanessaism.
But I think we're still working on a balance. I think we've gotten better when it comes to communicating with the kids and understanding as they're getting older that you can't react a certain way to them. But I think it's taking time. And I think that's something that we still need to work on because that's something that they are fully aware of at this point. They're not 3 years old. They know what you're talking about. Like they have their own freaking YouTube and Instagram channels. Like they're not, they know what they're doing. They know when you're yelling at them, they know what yelling means. They know that it's not something that they associate with something that's good.
Sure.
Right. So,
But if my child has his face stuck in his phone or he's watching YouTube and I'm asking him a question and he's just giving me the, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. And then once he gets his face out of that and he comes over and goes, what is this? And I'm like, I just asked you 4 times the same question.
but I think it's all about deliver and approach, like how you are reacting in those situations too, where like, of course it's frustrating. And of course, like, I just told you 5 times what to do. Again, it's all about your delivery. Like if you yell at them, they're not gonna intake anything, or they're just gonna get frustrated and they're not gonna want to do anything even more. It's just like, Dallas, I told you this 5 times. Put the phone down, go do what you're supposed to do. And they're like, sorry, mom, I'll go do it.
Yeah, sorry, mom. They don't do that to me.
Well, because we have different approaches.
Yeah.
You don't do that. So if you would start to incorporate that.
What I'm hoping is they understand that, oh shoot, if we keep ignoring dad, his blood's gonna boil and he's gonna yell. Let's just listen to him do the first time. Why can't that be a thing? Why can't that be a thing?
Maybe, but like it hasn't worked out for you so far.
No, it's definitely not working in my favor. That's for darn sure. Oh man, it's the struggle bus is real.
I think it's important to get on the same team and the same wavelength though, where I think for the most part we just have different deliverables. Like we come out about things differently. We want the same and have the same expectations for them. It's just our deliverables are different because we just have different personalities and like we're built differently.
It's also probably speaks to like an upbringing too, right? Like what was the communication like when you're growing up, right? If that's a product of what's happening around you as you're growing up, this kind of got to be instilled in you in some way, and that's all you know. And it's probably, why are me and my brother, why do we act the same way to a T? I was at his kid's soccer game yesterday and he was yelling at his son on the soccer field so much that his wife had to get up and go stand somewhere else. And obviously I was like, who yells at their kid on the soccer field? But like we do the exact same thing, and I'm at his house and he interacts with his kids the same way that I interact with my kids. Like there's got to be a product of your upbringing, right?
Maybe to a certain extent, I guess. How do you find that in your like, was your dad like that at your soccer games? Your mom? Like, I can't see that being
I don't know.
like
Right now, honestly,
you are a different breed when it comes to sports. And I can't see your mom or your dad being, maybe your mom being as aggressive as you are.
yeah, no, I don't think anyone's as aggressive as I am on the soccer. But like, I don't know. When I was playing, I was always zoned in. Like I couldn't hear what was happening in the stands. I couldn't hear parents yelling and screaming. Um, but I mean, I can't imagine. But like, soccer is one thing. I think I am the way I am in soccer just because I am passionate for the sport.
Yeah.
I am passionate for what Dallas is doing, and I want the best of him, and he wants the best of himself. And so in my mind, I'm trying to help him. And I mean, just in a year, I've come a long way to basically yelling at him for not doing the right thing to now basically trying to coach him while he's on the field to be like, hey, come here, do this, do that. Like just help him with positioning and stuff, right? Remind him about going to tackle strong. But what I was more alluding to was like with your upbringing, with how things are like around your house and how your parents dealt with you, that's how you're going to probably deal with your kids. Now, I can't of my mind remember a time where my mom or dad like just flat out yelled at me, but I mean, I know there was plenty of times when they got upset and it was like they told us to do something and we didn't do it and I was like, do it now or whatever, right? Like so part of me is probably like, oh, this is what I know. This is how I'm going to interact with my children,
Mhm.
right? But a part of you always wants to give your children a better life than what you had. But it's a conscious effort, right? I mean, I could try, but the problem is if I take the nice approach, like, hey, I asked you 5 times to do this, and they don't do it, like I'm gonna get even more upset. Like I'm that cartoon character where my blood just boils and then steam just goes.
But that's when you have to start actually going through with disciplines. Where if you're like, okay, I asked you to do something 5 times and you didn't listen to me, you don't get to watch or you don't get to play PlayStation for the next week.
So
That's where you actually have to follow
yeah,
through.
that's where I am the worst. So we will set disciplines, and if it's something like no electronics, no PlayStation, whatever, for like a few days or a week, like I'm all for that one. Whenever it involves taking the kids to see their cousins or something like that, if we're like, hey, we're gonna go to this party or we're gonna go hang out with these people, and they've done something, I will always be like, okay, what? Like we're still gonna go do this. I haven't done the you don't get to go do this. You don't get to go see these people right now. And maybe that's the next step is like they got to see a real consequence because for them to not have like they love their electronics, but for them to not have electronics, like they'll figure something out. But
Yeah, but I think even something as simple as you can't go hang out. We're going to go to our friend's house and our friends that have kids that you're friends with, like, no, you're not coming. You're not seeing them. Or no, you're not going to see your cousins on the weekend. Or no, we're not doing this. Like you have to lay it down and you have to follow through with plans or else it
100%.
just,
It falls on deaf
they're
ears.
never going to respect you essentially. And that's
100%.
what I think it comes down to is respect, right? They don't respect you. Even though they're little people, they're not going to respect you because you don't follow through with your actions, right? You can say, okay, you're grounded. You can't go on electronics. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But it's like, okay, well, we're going to play with your cousins this weekend, or we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Like they're still getting fun out of it and they're still getting enjoyment. Where if they're grounded, there should be no fun,
Yeah.
no excitement, no enjoyment. You did something. You need to learn from it. You need to grow from it.
Yeah.
We are not having any fun. That means mom and dad are not having any fun. We are all
Uh,
in prison for the week.
that's the
Like,
worst though. The worst is I don't get to have fun.
but
I like to
that's
have
the
fun.
problem though. Like you have to follow through with a plan. And I think that's something that you and I still we both struggle with parenting. I will get upset and I will say no electronics for a couple days or whatever, or you will, and we'll follow through with it. But how long is a couple days? Like, is it a couple days? Is it a week? How long are we following through with it? Or are we letting things slide through the crack where it's like, okay, well, just like no iPads today, but you can go out on your bikes and go play with your friends for the weekend, or you can go play with your friends like around the block or whatever. It's like, no, you need to have a harsh, no, a harsh punishment.
No fun zone.
No fun zone, no friends, no iPad, no nothing for the weekend. That will actually click with them and say, okay, well, I shouldn't be doing this. Where we have a hard time, both of us have a hard time following through with that because, like, a weekend is a long time.
Why should we be punished for stupid shit that they're doing?
But they're not going to learn. And it's a
Yeah.
vicious cycle. And that's where it goes around and they don't learn. And you keep yelling at them and you don't want to yell at them. And then we get frustrated.
Was that a collective you or like just you as in Craig only yells at them?
Well, I mean, I yell at them when I get at my tipping point too. Like I get really frustrated with them
okay.
too. But like,
I thought you were singling me out.
I'm not singing you out. I get frustrated too. I yell too, but I just choose to try and take the calmer approach, mainly because I know they're getting older and I know they're more aware of their surroundings and I know they know what yelling means and I know they associate yelling with being mad. And I don't want them to think that like I'm always mad and I'm always like frustrated. But I also want them to know that, I've told you 5 times I'm getting frustrated. I shouldn't have to tell you 5 times to do something.
Yeah.
You should be doing it and please do it. Where I feel maybe it's like, okay, mom's telling me to do this. I'll finally do it after the 5th time. Where it doesn't get you 5 times. After 2 times, you're just like, do this now. And they're like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tune into next episode to hear a recap of how I did this week with dealing with my kids and whether I was taking a more calm approach or if I'm back to yelling at 9 and 8-year-olds.
But at the end of the day, I think it's important that we are just grounded as a team where I feel, I mean, for the most part, we are when it comes to the boys.
Team
Vanessa. I feel, we both know when we're at our tipping point with them and when we're like, yep, they need to be grounded. Or
Sure.
nope, they don't get electronics this week or this weekend, whatever. We're in tune when it comes to that. I just think we need to be more in tune when it comes to our approach with how we deliver our frustrations with them.
If you deliver a punishment, I'm right behind you to double down on it. If I deliver a punishment, you're behind me and like, well, what did dad say? Well, then that's what it is.
Exactly.
Right? So
just
we're very on point with that. It's more of the
deliverables.
Yeah, it's more of the, how did you get to this punishment? Well, I told dad I wasn't going to do this. And then he just flipped his script.
Yeah. Like a perfect example is like tonight at dinner when the boys were like getting on my nerves and they were like, they were on me 24/7, like just constantly at mom, hanging off my shoulders. And then Dallas did some, I don't remember
He
what
talked
happened.
back. He's told him to like do something and he talked
like
back.
Punched my back or something. And then he like talked back to me behind my back or something. And then like immediately you were like, no, you do not talk to your mom like that.
Yeah. That's one thing I won't stand for.
Yeah. And I was like, no, you do that again and see what happens.
Yeah.
Where it's like, absolutely not. And he tuned in real quick.
Yeah. He knows that, okay, like if you're going to mess around, like you're going to joke around with mom, you're going to joke around with dad. Okay. Dad will let it go a little bit further, but like mom's got boundaries. And like, as soon as you get to a certain point, it's like, it's a no-fly zone for me. It's like, listen, you don't disrespect your mom. You don't talk back to your mom. You don't hit your mom. He wasn't like hitting you. Like, he wasn't like, bam, bam, bam. But like him and I think what happened was him and Levi were fighting behind you. We told him to get up. He wouldn't get up. And then it was like, get up. And he finally did. He said something and it was like, no, that's not going to fly. Mm-hmm. So those are my untouchables, is basically how you interact with your mom. You want to like talk under your breath to me. You want to take your chances talking back to me. Go right ahead. Right. I have a big bark, but I don't have a big bite. Right. I think we just accomplished that. Like I will yell too much, but my actions don't speak to how I actually speak. Mm-hmm. However, when it comes to you, I believe children, especially boys, need to respect their mom. because
Absolutely.
yeah, your mom is a different breed than your dad, right? Your dad is, hey, let's go wrestle, let's go play sports, whatever it might be. And there's moms that do that too. Shout out to all the moms out there that wrestle and play sports.
I wrestle with them.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
often.
not so much anymore. When
Sometimes.
they were little, you did a lot, right? Now they're getting a little bit bigger, they're getting stronger, and they don't really know how to hold back the punch as much.
I don't want Dallas to take shots on me in the goalie because, like,
Oh,
my face off.
he's 5 feet away and he smashes them
Yeah.
at you. Anyways, see that is my tipping point. It's like, respect your mom. You respect your mom, you disrespect me. Okay, fine, we'll deal with it, but you can't disrespect both of us.
Yeah. Definitely, I have the more calm approach. You have the more reactive approach. But I think at the end of the day, we have the same goal. It's just how do we get to that goal together?
Is it just like if the kids are like just pissing me off? I'm like, you better go talk to your mom before I start yelling at you.
Well, it could be as
And then
simple as that.
and they're like, where's mom? Mom hasn't been here for a while. Where is she? Is she out getting her filet of fish again?
Filet o fish. Fucking Sharon, her filet o
Who the
fish.
fuck eats a filet of
Who
fish?
the fuck orders a filet o fish?
Oh my god. The nerve of these people in their tartar sauce.
Yeah.
You got any other topics you want to touch on here? The takeaway is parents are allowed to approach topics differently. However, there's got to be a common ground. You cannot have, this is what mom said, this is what dad said. They can't be, I would rather deal with mom than deal with dad. It's got to be, look, like, we're going to give you the same answer. It's going to come a different way, but you can't just assume that I'm just going to gravitate to mom. I'm just going to gravitate to dad, whatever it might be. Right. So, I think
So
that's
if
you.
you're mad and you say something and the boys come to me and they ask me something, I feel we're pretty grounded in the sense where I know they probably just asked you and you said no, so I'll say no. Or like vice versa.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. I always say, like, what did your mom say?
Yeah, there's no conversation past that. They know they shouldn't have tested it. They know
Oh.
and like they don't go past it. They're like, okay, whatever.
Dude, don't they? I love, they always will come into me and they'll be like, Dad, can I have a snack? And I'm like, what'd your mom say? They're like, she said yes. And I'm like, well, then why are you asking me? And they're like, I'm like, so if I go ask your mom right now, if she said you could have a snack, she'll say yes. And then they're like, and I'm like, guys, like, you don't think I was never your age? You don't think I ever tried to pull this shit on my parents as well? Like, come on. It's like, that's the kind of stuff. It's just,
Surprised they would ask you before me.
no, they ask you. They go and ask you and you say no.
Oh.
And then they come to me and they just tell me you said
I'm
yes.
surprised they go to bad cop.
Yeah, that's maybe when I'm fun dad.
Yeah.
How many beers has this guy had? Is he fun yet or what? Like, what's the happy medium? Like, I can't wait for Dallas to start being like, okay, dad's had 3 beers. He's fun. Dad's had 5 beers. Let's not fuck with dad anymore. Like, what's the threshold? And he's just like, oh man, this guy.
No, it's a happy medium. And I think we are still, we're not there yet. We're getting there. Like,
I'll say this, like, and I think I've already mentioned it on a podcast or two, is this podcast alone has brought us in our parenting and just our loving collective nature closer together.
our loving collective nature.
Yeah.
Our loving collective nature.
I honestly feel that we've never been in a better place. I feel we're more on the same page. We're speaking the same language. The book is in the same language. And amount of, like, the people we talk to that say, like, Vanessa, you've come out of this shell that they didn't expect from you. And now you're like a new person. And the people that I've spoken to that listen to this podcast and they're like, yeah, it's great. It's good banter. Like, we've never heard you guys like speak to each other like this before. So in a way, it's like we're doing this because, hopefully other people listen and they can learn from it or they can teach us, like, hey, I heard your podcast and, like, have you tried XYZ? Whatever it might be, that is all great. But my biggest takeaway is what it's done for us as parents and not done. Like, this is like episode 4, like what it's doing for us as parents and what it's
Yeah.
doing for us as a couple, like it's leaps and bounds, and it's something that I look forward to every time we do it. I get to hear fish fillet stories. I get to hear other stories where these old, like all your good stories that I don't know involve old people. And I just think you fucking go to retirement homes during the day and just cause shit. Like this is what it sounds like you're doing to me. Not everyone's got somebody that's motivated and driven enough to start a podcast like you have. But if you can just take an hour, hour and a half, whatever it is, and just speak to your significant other and just like reenact, like you don't gotta record it, but just reenact and talk about stuff like this, like unreal what it can do for you just to get stuff off your chest.
I've even had people say to me too, being like,
Does the camera add 5 pounds?
I don't know this side of Vanessa, or like, I thought Vanessa was so quiet, or like this and this. And it's like, no, like this isn't like that is never my true self. Like I am a very outspoken person. I will speak my mind and I will say like things on my mind, and I like to say what's on my mind. It's just, there always seems to be like there's a time and place. And having a podcast where it's just you and I, this is my time and place. You know, you can listen to it, you can take it. If you like it, great. If you don't, I mean, it's not for you. That's fine.
Sure, yeah.
But we're not meaning to offend anyone. Like we're just hoping, we're sharing our experiences. We want to learn from others' experiences. We want to grow, and we want to grow
Yeah. I mean,
together, basically, like, because
this is basically just stopping both of us from the snowball effect where something bothers you and you don't get it off your chest, right?
I'm really bad at the snowball effect. Yeah.
You were, yeah. I mean, hope you're still doing it. Oh man, maybe one time we should have like a snowball episode where you just unleash everything that's bothering you and you can just let everyone know.
I don't think you want Lucifer to come out.
Lucifer, oh my God, unreal. Is there anything that I am forgetting that you'd like to touch on before we close out for the week?
I don't think so. I think it's important that, you feel comfortable with, you may have a different parenting style or approach as your partner, and that's fine. At the end of the day, what's important is that you have the same goal,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Right.
And
100%.
that's just my opinion.
Yep. I agree.
So if you have the same goal at the end of the day, that's fine. Your approach is
My goal at the end of the day
different.
is to sleep with you. Is that your goal at the end of the day or a different
We're talking about the children.
goal? Oh, the children.
That's
That's
fine. But talking about the children.
I tried to sneak it in.
And, I'm not going to try to change you. You're not going to try to change me. It's just, I think what's important is just being aware of your delivery, especially as your children are getting older, because they are acknowledging and they do realize what you're saying and the words, and they are effective. So just making sure, your delivery to your kids when you're getting upset or angry, you're taking a moment to just reflect before you project.
Right.
And then go about it that way. But at the end of the day, I think our goal is the same. If we want them to be grounded because they did something bad, that's fine. It's just, I may not yell at them 6 times. You may yell at them 6 times. But at the end of the day, they're grounded. So our goal is accomplished. As your kids get older, they are very aware of what you're doing.
They're very impressionable.
They watch everything. They know everything you say. They know everything they do. They're tracking everything.
And that's to my point. Remember when I said that, maybe it's an upbringing and it's a trigger and it's like you psychologically know that it happened to you before. So you're doing it. So now as you say this, I'm like, oh shit, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm now instilling what I'm doing to my kids into my kids who are now going to do that to their kids. And it's like, well, maybe I should try and nip that in the butt now. I'm not saying I'm going to change. I mean, I think I'm past that situation. I could try to do better, but that just like triggered my mind like, holy shit, I'm saying what might have happened, because I can't confirm, what might have happened during my childhood, I'm doing to my children. So what I'm doing to my children, they're probably just going to do it to their children. And it's like, well, maybe I should I should make a conscious effort to not do that anymore. Tune in next week to see if it worked out or not. Probably not.
So,
anyways, one person can parent this way, one person can parent this way. As long as the goals align,
you meet in the middle.
And you get there for the benefit of the kids, that's all that really matters.
Don't swear at them.
Well,
don't call them names.
Oh, fuck.
Don't get over frustrated with them. And it'll be fine.
You basically just called me out.
Calm parenting.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to do yoga.
Yeah.
There is no right for wrong.
There's no right. Well, there's a wrong. There's definitely a wrong. Don't hit your kids. Don't hit your kids. Don't neglect your kids.
For sure.
Don't do shit like that. That's definitely a wrong.
Well, I mean, hopefully, yes, people are not doing that.
Yeah. No, hopefully.
Hopefully. And at the end of the day, you probably are never going to be 100% on the same page.
Right.
But as long as your goal
aligns,
it's just our deliveries are different.
Yeah.
Where I could change my delivery. I could be a little bit more strict. You can maybe be a little bit more calm. And again, I think it also plays a huge factor as the kids are getting older. It depends on their age, right? Like if you have teenagers, I mean, you can't be calm and collective for 4 times.
I can't wait for that one.
I mean, I think all that matters is that the parents are aligned at the end of the day with a goal. So if your child did something, you're not happy with it, there's a punishment. If your child goes to each of you, you may have different reactions, but at the end of the day, they have the same punishment.
Well,
episode 4.
I think that ends that episode.
A lot of craziness.
And look forward to the next one.
Episode 5. We are almost at, isn't it like 6 episodes is when you're in like the top 1% or something? Most podcasts don't make it past like 6 episodes. Isn't that what it is? 6 episodes?
I think it's 7, but
6 or 7. We're almost there. We've almost made it.
Until next time on the Mess Express.
Till next time.
You know what we always say? Punch your ticket, enjoy the ride. Choo choo.
Choo choo. See you on the next one.
Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying.